De Bruyne's corner. Holland! Goal! It's Mo Salah! It's Mo Salah! Absolutely sensational!
And we're live. Welcome back for another deadline stream. We're back already. What the hell? It's only been a few days since the last stream. How's everyone doing? Tuesday evening. Welcome for another deadline stream. What is it? GW14. We're back already. I'm just about surviving here. I've done 4 videos in the last day and a half to try and stay on top of the schedule. Plus we're live for the deadline. So hectic few days. So thanks for bearing with me. I've still not shaken this bug either. I'm down to my last Suva. It's not looking good. I've had to ration it in case I need it in the stream. So I've still got this bug as well. But anyway, can't complain. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the stream. Combat Waffle, Razam. Ice says at least you're getting paid loads. I suppose that's true. The views are like really fast in quick succession. Everyone's got to like quickly watch the content. So it's good for the algorithm, I suppose. Mr. Blood, welcome to the stream. Mikey's here. We've got Ed here. Tom Rabani, Cheeseman, Chris, how are you doing, Chris? Ash is here, Jan, literally Mikey, Anish, Jacob, Mohammed, who else is here? Beardy's here, Rob's here, Henky, Lenky, Greg's here. Welcome all to the stream. How's everyone shaping up for this gaming? First of all, by the way, congratulations for being aware of the Tuesday deadline. There's going to be a lot of, oh, I missed the deadline this week, I think. Has anyone tactically not mentioned FPL in the office? Like, hopefully the colleagues forget and you slip past them in the mini league. Anyway, we love it when there's midweek deadlines because it's non-stop FPL. We've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday off, and then Saturday, Sunday. So what's that? Like games in 5 of the next 6 days? Or 6 of the next 7? Is Teddy here? He's around somewhere. He's around. He's roaming. So yeah, we love it. Danny says I have in my group chat. Yeah, you got to lay low with the midweek deadlines. People out there will be forgetting. This is your chance. I've had a last minute change of heart on my transfer plans as well. So I'm now thinking. So if you watch my team selection video, I was looking at Van den Berg to Van Heck. The problem I've got is I'm looking to free hit in Gameweek 15. So I can make a transfer this week, or I literally will lose the transfer because I'll free hit in 15 and the transfer doesn't carry over. So it doesn't matter if I roll this week because when we get to 16, regardless, I'll be on 5 free transfers. So I either spend a transfer now or I burn the transfer. So I'm looking at selling Van den Berg for someone that will just give me slightly better clean sheet odds than Anderson home to City. So are you going to burn the transfer? No, I'm not. So I'm looking at Van Heck But I've had a change of heart over like literally the last hour or so, and I'm now looking at Trafford, who's got Everton home, and it's close because like the clean sheet odds are potentially slightly better for Trafford, and he's more attacking than Van Heck, but Van Heck's better for Defcons. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm thinking now Trafford. The other thing is, I might only have this player for this week, and I might sell them in 16. I might sell Trafford or Van Heck in Gameweek 16 for Timber, for example. So it's a 1 week punt, so maybe Trafford makes sense as a 1 week punt. If he doesn't, then Bournemouth have got Burnley home in Gameweek 16 as well. So ideally, I'd like to keep him and play him for those 2 games. So basically, it's Van Heck with Villa home and Sunderland home, or it's Trafford with Everton home and Burnley home. So that's where I'm at. Basically another 1 week punt transfer in defence. Pretty bland transfers right now, but that's where I'm at. And I'll send your lump says, good evening Oscar, wishing you a good gaming, love you. Thank you very much, welcome to the stream. Rode on to Chow. Yeah, don't get me wrong, like if I could afford Chow, I would be doing that. That looks even better, but I can't afford him. I've got 4.5 million. Senesi suspension maybe hurts the clean sheet odds. Yeah, well that's the thing as well. Senesi's out. So it'll be Diakite and I've forgotten the other guy's name. Milo something Vich. So that'll be the centre back pairing. Trafford left back. I don't know, maybe Smith right back. I'm probably Brighton and Bournemouth both concede, but Bournemouth, by the way, their home record is significantly better than their away one. Like, look at recent games. They lost away at Sunderland, they lost away at Villa, lost away at City. But in home games this season, they beat West Ham. No, sorry, they drew with West Ham. They beat Forest. They beat Fulham. They drew with Newcastle. They beat Brighton. So they're undefeated at home, actually. So, I mean, there's quite a difference between their home and away form. So maybe that's a factor, maybe not. I wouldn't mind if there's a few low-scoring, boring games this week. That gets me a few clean sheets on the board. Because this week, as opposed to last week, I haven't got attackers versus defenders, so I don't mind. I don't mind if there's a few more clean sheets this week, which might be the case because it's midweek games. I don't think we'll have many goal fests, if any. How did this end up on my Teams app? What's the Teams app? As in Microsoft Teams? Surely not. Right, get your questions in the chat and I'll answer as many as possible. Will you definitely go Bruno captain? Yeah, I think it's going to be Bruno captain. I don't think I'll change that now. I can't see myself changing from that. Which is quite scary as well, because Bruno... I don't know, where are you guys at? Let's do a poll. I think Haaland's great, obviously. I think Saka's good. I think Salah's good if you've got him. I think Salah will start, almost certainly. I'd say 90% sure. Who's your captain? Haaland, Bruno, Saka, and other. So if you go other, then message in chat. Poll is up. Triple captain Mateta. I hate to say this because I've got him, but I definitely want triple captain because he might not even start. I'm not going to lie, I think this is going to be one of those weeks that we all need to mentally prepare ourselves for. That there's going to be lineups dropping and we're like, what? Why is he benched? There's going to be some of that. I guarantee it. It's going to be stuff like Nketiah for Mateta, you know, Canvo over Richards. That sort of thing. You know, like, I don't know if Ekitike's back. Isak benched, for example. Just, I don't know if many people have got Isak. But that sort of thing is going to happen this week. And it's going to be like... frustrating, but we're all in the same boat. You'll do very, very well to not have a single bench in this week in your team, but I'm sure plenty of people will manage to completely avoid it. But obviously, it's what I've been saying in the videos in the last few weeks. Try and pick like nailed players. Try and pick the talisman. In theory, I look at my team and it looks okay, but Mateta I think's the slightly risky one. Outside of that, I don't know. Touch wood, it looks alright. We'll have to see. It wouldn't surprise me if like Madueke starts with a Saka or something like that. But I think Saka's in theory okay as well. So on Senesi to Timber and Foden -4. Yeah, I like that combat. I like that. Again, like Timber, I don't think he's guaranteed. It wouldn't surprise me if one of Calafiori or Timber don't start, but it's really hard to predict. And Arteta, if you watched his or saw what he said in his press conference earlier, he was useless. He said so himself. He said, "I'm not going to be able to help you today. We've got training later. We'll see after that." So it's going to be impossible to predict, basically. Like, Calafiori's 1 yellow from suspension, so they're going to want him for Villa next weekend. So maybe it's him. But then Calafiori came off at half time, didn't he? Timber's been playing a lot, so it could be him. It could be neither, but I do think there's going to be rotation across the board. Hear me out, Voltemada captain, home to Spurs. I think there's better options. I'd say Haaland, Salah, Saka, Bruno are better. Nihilism, thanks for this super chat, says Bruno transferred in place of Saka for 2 game weeks, West Ham and Wolves, and then buy Saka back with 5 free transfers worth it. Yeah, I think that's okay. I think Saka up for Bruno's... He's probably the only player that I would sell Saka for right now. That's literally it. I don't think there's anyone else. Yeah, I think that's okay. I don't mind that. And you just know with Bruno as well, you're probably going to get 90 minutes. But it's close, isn't it? Like I mentioned on today's video, I did another one this morning, and Haaland's hauled a few more times than Bruno, and obviously you want the hauls, you want more consistent returns, and that Haaland does provide that. 1, 2, 3, 4... Is that 5 double-digit returns? 5 double-digit returns from Haaland. Bruno's got 3, so 2 more. But Bruno's got West Ham home. Eze to Bruno for a hit. I think I'd do that, you know. Just because Eze's not even guaranteed to start. Like, Arteta's starting to get some attackers back, and now the defenders are dropping like flies. But he is getting attackers back. Like Odegaard could start, Eze might miss out, that sort of thing. Not now, Teddy. Not now. No. He wants to play. You're really tricky picking a cap. The gut says Bruno. It's really close this week. It's going to be swingy as well. Maybe not so much if you go Haaland. Because Haaland, don't get me wrong, he's like the safety blanket pick. He's going to be like 160% EO probably. What do you guys reckon? Haaland effective ownership this week. How exposed are we if we go against him? It won't be as high as last week, right? That was like 200%-ish, wasn't it? What do you think, like 160%? Artorius says, Riley Kwar, Kukurea, Timber O'Reilly, Anderson Gakpo, Semenyo and Bumo, João Pedro, Haaland, Vicario, Gueye, Xhaka, Thiago. Lovely content. Thank you very much. Let's see. So you're looking for advice with transfers? It's a really good team. This is like almost a wildcard team. What would I do here? Teddy, no, come here then. Come on then. Alright, sorry about him. He's a bit needy sometimes. Have you used your bench boost? Because Vicario is a lot to spend on your bench keeper, that's the thing. And your starting 11 is great, so I'm honestly thinking, like, do you just free up some money and do like Vicario to Dubravka if you've already bench boosted? Because the thing is, we've got 2 more weeks. Is it 2 more? Yeah, 2 more weeks to spend transfers, or we lose them anyway. So I actually think you've got the scope to do something like that, which doesn't seem very conventional, but that's what immediately came to me. But I don't know how much you got in the bank either. But yeah, your team's nice. Maybe just Vicario to Dubravka, honestly, because your starting 11 is solid. Get some money in the bank. You're going to need it. And Bumo captain. What's the poll saying? 50% Haaland, 33% Bruno, 5% Saka, 11% other. Yeah, maybe just that, Artorius. Unless you're about to bench boost or something, you don't need to have Raya and Vicario. It's just way too much spent in goal. Realistically, you're never going to want to bench Raya either, so it doesn't make sense. Ryan says, sell Semenyo or die for Bruno. I'd rather sell and die, yeah. I still believe in Semenyo. I said the same about Bruno. Now, like, he's suddenly a really popular captain, and last week he did alright. And I still believe in Semenyo. I mean, did any of you see the game? He came so close to a return. He whipped in a perfect ball into the box. It was on a plate for Evan Nilsson, and somehow Evan Nilsson, being the useless striker he is, hits it off the post. And then it goes back, I think it was to Adley. So it was off the post and back to Adley, who then scores the rebound off the post, which means Evan Nilsson gets the assist instead of Semenyo for being a bad finisher. I was like, are you joking? I couldn't believe it. So that's how close it was. And there was another one later in the game as well, where Semenyo had a shot which deflected in. It would have been an own goal. I don't know if it was on target, that one. It was almost 2 assists. Evan Nilsson tapped in the deflection, but he was offside. So I think, was it offside was given? I can't remember, but anyway, it might not have been going in anyway. But yeah, like, he's passed the eye test for me. If you're just looking at his returns, I know it's like, disappointing, but he's passed the eye test still. I still believe in Semenyo. Andrew says I still believe in Father Christmas. Me too. I don't know what you're talking about. What's everyone asked Santa for this year? I've asked him for another top 10k finish. That'd be lovely. Teddy's here. Teddy, they're saying your name, mate. He's like, I don't care, bro. Goran says best replacement for Pope for 2 game weeks. Just for 2 game weeks? I mean, if you can get to Raya, just go Raya. Yeah, just go Raya. They must have the best predicted clean sheets as well, no? Let's have a look. Game week projections. Next 2 game weeks, clean sheet. Yeah, Arsenal are top. If you just look at next 2 there. Well, they're tied of City, but I would just go Raya. I mean, Donnarumma's on 4 yellows. Like, one more and he's suspended. Just go Raya if you can. And obviously Arsenal are like well ahead when you look further, like next 6, probably next 8 as well. Yeah. This is a new widget. You've probably seen me mention it on last week's content, but gaming projections using 1105's data. So you can look at projected goals, projected clean sheets, or both, or even the fixtures as well. And if you want to claim it free premium, it's the last time this season I'm doing it, and that offer ends this month. There's a link below for that. Did I put the link below? I might have forgotten. Let me check. Yeah, if anyone's not got it, free premium. So that's below as well. It is in the description. And that's the last giveaway of the whole season. If you want to try out all the premium features, just cancel if you don't like it. Or cancel straight away and you still get the free month, which takes you into the new year, like 6-7 game weeks. I keep saying 6-7 now because that stupid meme. It somehow rubbed off on me. I said it in my content as well the other day and everyone noticed. Anyway, I'm behind on questions. Let me keep going. I think I got to Ryan, who said sell Semenyo, slash and die for Bruno, and then take a -4 to sell Senesi, Tarkowski to O'Reilly or Chalobah. What do you think? Yeah, same again. And die to Bruno are like -4. I wouldn't -4 Tarkowski. Do you have to take a hit? I wouldn't take a hit for O'Reilly or Chalobah. I would just play whoever you've got, Ryan, even if it's not ideal. Even if it's someone like Anderson. Honestly, I think I would just play him rather than take a hit. Like, if you're taking a hit for an Arsenal defender, maybe, that's probably the only one you could justify, but I wouldn't take a hit for O'Reilly or Chalobah, personally. How to win FPL? We'll come back to that question. Team Arcus says, my team is Raya, Dubravka, Timber, Senesi, Guehi, Anderson, Mukiele, Semenyo, Sharda. 1.9 mil on the bank, 1 free transfer. What's the move here? Okay, so you... Yeah, okay, solid team. We've got similar teams. So you play Timber, you play Guehi. Do you spend the transfer in defence? Maybe Senesi to Munoz is what you do. Yeah, it's either Stack to Minte or Senesi to Munoz. One of those two look the best to me. Really hard to separate those two moves. Obviously, Munoz means double Palace defence. Maybe if you don't want to risk doubling up, you go stack to Minte. I quite like that. You can't afford Charlotte to Saka, can you? Yeah, probably stack to Minte is what I would do in your shoes. Go for Enzo or Anderson. I prefer Enzo over Anderson and Minte over Anderson. Akshat says Chow/Burn for O'Reilly and Minte/Rice/Anderson. I would say Chow. I think I prefer him to O'Reilly. I was actually chatting to Tom just before we went live because he's looking at selling Senesi for O'Reilly or Lacroix because that's all he can afford, and he's looking at Lacroix. He doesn't quite trust O'Reilly's minutes. So I would, yeah, I think I tend to agree with that. I'm definitely not going to be a buyer in O'Reilly this week, and I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry if you've got him, but I hope he's benched because then I can free hit him in Gameweek 15. I don't trust his minutes enough. So yeah, I wouldn't buy O'Reilly this week personally. I would go Chow, unless you can afford like a Munoz. Mark says, hi Oscar, my defenders are Van Dijk, Timber, Mukiele, Rodon, Senesi. Is it worth a -4 to sell Senesi? If so, who for 5.1 million or less? So you play Van Dijk, you play Timber, and then it's... Yeah, I see. The problem is, looking at the clean sheet odds, no one's above 50%, so you're betting 4 points to potentially get the 4 points back, but less than a 50% chance, so the maths don't really check out. But it's close, like Palace are on a 40% chance, so I don't mind Senesi to Lacroix for a -4. If you've got room for a third Palace asset. I think I'd be tempted to do that if I were you. Yeah, I think I would do that, just about. Because it's just a problem, like, resolved now. It's good clean sheet odds. Like, Senesi's no good in Gameweek 15 either. So, in theory, you'll get that hit back. Maybe not immediately, but the fixture swing is better in favour of Lacroix. So, I would do that, Mark. Mina says, which one of these transfers would you prefer to replace Sarr and Senesi? O'Reilly and Anderson, Timber and Minte, or Anderson and Foden? Great content. O'Reilly, Anderson, Timber, Minte. Oh yeah, Timber and Minte. It's not even close. Timber and Minte all day. Yeah. Timber's just like way better than O'Reilly and Anderson. Minte's better than Anderson. A little bit worse than Foden, but if you compare them all against one another, Timber and Minte all day. Phantom Weaker, thank you very much for the super chat as well without a message. Appreciate you. Urso Live says, Senesi and Ndiaye plus Sarr plus Bowen to Gakpo, Gibbs, White, Chow, Thiago for a -4. Gibbs, White. I've not seen his name mentioned much. I don't think I would... Nah, I wouldn't take a -4 to sell and die. Can you not just do the other 3 moves for free? You must be able to. Aren't they about the same price? Just do the other moves. You don't take... hang on. You don't need to sell Bowen either. Thiago's got Arsenal. Just sell Senesi and Sarr. That's all you need to do. Unless Thiago's needed to free up the money and you can bench him, then yeah, that's fine. But you don't need to sell Bowen if you can avoid it. But yeah, I like the players you're bringing in. I think Gakpo should be safe as well this week. Slot said he needs to manage the minutes of Isak and Verts, but he didn't name drop Gakpo, so it could be one of those that gets dropped, or maybe both. Salah will start, Gakpo I assume will, maybe Ekitike, so yeah, it could be a couple of changes in the front 3. Oh, did I put Nuno for Forest? My bad. I did. Let me quickly fix that. Yeah, if you need to do the Thiago to free up the money, that's fine, but you don't need to sell and die for a hit. Alright, let me just quickly change that. Nuno. Idiot. Daesh, hopeful. There we go. Boom. Igor says, go for Marino or a bot because of Gyökeres returning. Yeah, I wouldn't go Marino. Way too risky. Might not even start. And Gyökeres is back anyway, so like it doesn't make sense. It's too late. We need someone around that price. Go Minte or Anderson. They're the best for like 6 point something and under. Or if you've got a little bit more money, like Enzo. So Enzo, Minte, Anderson. I'd rank it that 3. Rob says, best wildcard team, Oscar. Best wildcard team. Right, so if I was picking the perfect team right now, I'd probably keep Raya. I think you have to go Timber, don't you? Even though he's a slight risk this week. Bruno I'd leave. Saka, yeah. Would I have Mateta? I'd probably have, yeah, I'd probably keep Mateta, bench Thiago. Minus 1.9 million. Maybe I'd lose Semenyo and get Anderson. What does that leave? And then Minte. Something along these lines. That's minus 0.8 million, but it'd be something along those lines. I'm trying to think what I'd do differently to free up the money. Maybe you don't need Anderson because you've got Thiago and you go Dewsbury Hall. Yeah, I think that's better. So you'd play a 3-5-2 and bench Thiago. Ah, Teddy's farted. Mate. I think that's it. Was there anything I'd change? It'd be that. If you're tight for money, then yeah, maybe downgrade one of the defenders to free up the money. But I think that'd be it. I think I would go double Arsenal defence. I'd keep Van Dijk. I'd have Lequal Munoz if you can afford Munoz. Van den Berg could be another defender, but I quite like him. You don't need him for the next two, but he's got like Leeds home, Wolves away, Bournemouth home, Sunderland, Everton coming up. It might be better 4.5 mils that I'm forgetting, but he's just in my mind because I already had him. So yeah, something like that as the foundation of the wildcard. Maybe you want to lose Enzo for Anderson, but I think it would resemble that. Mig says, hi Oscar, are you open to an early free hit if we get City Leagues? Nah, not free hit him. Blaming the fart on Teddy. Well, I'm not going to do it myself and then blame myself, am I? Or call it out if it was me. No, I'm not going to. I mean, if you're on a free hit and there's City Leagues, obviously you can take advantage of that, and there's a chance we'll get some near the deadline, so if we do, then I'll let you know what we hear, but yeah, not for me. I'm saving my free hit for 15. I just think in 15 it looks better because you've got City home to Sunderland, Newcastle home to Burnley, Man United have got Wolves away. I think Minte's got West Ham home, so that'll be like the core of the free hit. Jovan says, best 5.1 mil defender, I need to sell Senesi. Go Lacroix. How much is Lacroix? Yeah, he's 5.1. Definitely Lacroix. Phantom says, best Senesi replacement, Cucurella, O'Reilly and Livramento. Cucurella? If you can afford him, he's great. I'd say Munoz I like even more than Cucurella, if you don't have him already. If you're going up that high, like, can you afford Timber? I'd say Munoz, yeah, and then Cucurella, and then Lacroix, and then probably Chow, and then maybe Livramento, O'Reilly. And I think I'm as high on O'Reilly as others seem to be. Is anyone else still not totally convinced with O'Reilly? Like, don't get me wrong, he's great if he starts every game, but is he going to? Is this the time of year to take that chance as well? Nico Williams, he's 1 yellow from suspension, so I'm not so keen on him. Baz Fahan says, Oscar, captain in Bumo or Haaland? You don't have Bruno. I would go Haaland, yeah. I think the captain widget has got... It's got Haaland and Mbumo both from 3 stars. Bruno and Salah 5, Saka 4, so I would say Haaland. Frederick says 3 options. 1, I played Rodon or Mukiele. 2, sell Senesi and buy a starter for 5 mil. Or 3, use the free hit and only make 3 changes. Yeah, I wouldn't free hit just to make 3 changes, I don't think. That's not enough. That would be a waste. So 5 mil, you can't afford Lacroix then? Is that what you're saying? You've got exactly 5 mil. Who is there for 5 mil? Lacroix would have been perfect. I really like Lacroix. I don't know. My gut feeling is Richards might not be safe this week, but maybe it's Lacroix that misses out because he's played so many minutes. But Richards feels like the slightly more disposable one in the back 3 if it's anyone. Luke Shaw, nah. Where's Teddy? He's in my lap. He's down here. Rhoda, Don't know who else there is though. It's just not a great week for the cheap defenders overall. Van Heck time? Yeah, maybe Van Heck. I'm thinking about buying Truffert this week, and then I'm literally going to sell Truffert, potentially Gameweek 16. Like, if it's for 1 week, you could do something like that. That's what I'm thinking of doing. I'm going to sell Van den Berg for Truffert, and then I'll sell Truffert in 16, or I'll keep him for Burnley away and then sell him. So yeah, you could do that. You just go Senesi to Truffert. Frees up like 0.5 million. Because we kind of have to be aggressive with our transfers. Like, normally, if it was later in the season, I would say don't bother. But we've just got that incentive to spend transfers because we're all going to get 5 transfers in a couple of weeks anyway. So, like, you got to spend them somewhere, or you lose them. Yeah, I'd say maybe someone like a Truffert or a Van Heck. And then there's scope to sell later. Elsenia Lump says the player with the most points this week will be Delict. Mark my words. Paul says, hi Oscar, good luck this game. You too. Tony says, defence and shambles. Start Mukiele or Van den Ven or -4. I think Van der Ven's okay to play. What's the clean sheet odds on that? Oh, maybe not. 16%. Mukiele's is 9%. Can you afford like a Lacroix, Tony? If you can do Van der Ven to Lacroix, I like that. I mean, the only -4s I would take if you're selling someone like a Van der Ven is an Arsenal defender, Van Dijk or Lacroix. That's literally it. If you can't get to them, then just play Van der Ven and hope he does one of those brace games or gets Defcons or something. Right, let me keep going with chat. Apologies, I'm a bit behind. Sohan says, hi Oscar, would you bring in Bruno for Semenyo or Doku? You've got enough money in the bank. Also start Thiago or Anderson. Start Anderson, if that's the Forest mid. And I would sell Doku for Bruno, yeah, 100%. Do that. Leslie, thanks for the 14 months. Says, big up. Senesi and Adai to the Quiet and Elliot. Free hit 15. Elliot? Elliot? As in Aston Villa? Is he even playing right now? Surely not. There's got to be better options. I'd rather like Dewsbury Hall or something. He's not played since Gameweek 6. Are we talking about the same player? I mean, if you need someone super cheap, then go for Anderson. He's literally the same price as Elliot. Wait, is that what you meant? Elliot Anderson. I'm an idiot. Of course you meant that. Sorry. Why'd you... you threw me off calling by his first name. First name basis. You mates of Anderson or something. Elliot Anderson. Got you. Yeah. That's good. I like that. Prince Gaming says, Senesi for Mitchell or Richards. You already have Munoz. Oh, this is such a tricky one because Richards is a better FPL asset. I've just got this gut feeling that Richards isn't going to start this week. But it's like, where else can you even go this week? The budget defenders suck this week. Who else is there? There's Keane, isn't there? But he's not going to be great away at Bournemouth. Like, if you can afford Chow, what is he, 4.9 million? Yeah, I think that makes more sense, actually, for those selling Senesi. If you can get it to Lacroix, go Lacroix, then I would say Chow. So I might sneeze during the stream. I've still got this cold. I feel like my nose is tickling. Can't get out. Getting stage fright with sneezes. Nimla says, hi Oscar in chat. Opinion on Pino now that Sarri's injured. He should get more minutes. Or the safer choice, Anderson from Forest. No, I think I'd rather go Anderson. I get you. But Anderson is just a better all-round pick, even if Pino was nailed, I would say. Yeah, I'd rather Anderson. Don't get me wrong, he's a bit of a dull pig. Pino's more exciting, but sometimes dull is better in FPL. And just go for those defcons. Like, every single game this season, he's got at least 10 defensive contributions in. He needs 12, obviously, but that's his flaw, which is ridiculous. Like, no one else is doing what he's doing. He's probably going to end up at City or something next season because he's been that good. I wonder how much Anderson would cost to sign him from Forest next season. What do you guys reckon? You reckon City spend like 75 mil on him? I don't think that's that bad. Or overpriced. Mark says, Senesi to the choir -4 done live. Good luck, everyone, he says. Thanks as always, Oscar. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the best FPL channel, everyone, he says. You heard it from Mark, guys. If you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. I do daily FPL content and I do weekly FPL streams every deadline to help you do well. So get involved, it's free. Johnny says 100 million for a DM these days. Gary says 100 million plus. Forest have got 100 million on him. Maybe 100 mil then. Maybe I was being conservative with 75. I mean, he's really good. And he's young. Sorry, I'll keep going. I know there's a few there. FPL Cat Lady as well. Let me get through these. Stevie says, Sar out for Minte or Rice. You've got 7 million. Go Minte, Stevie boy. I like him more. I mean, Rice isn't bad either, but I think I'd rather leave the Arsenal slot. Maybe for someone else. Maybe double defence. Or Saka if you've not got him later. Struggling with this game says, thoughts on Senesi to Vardio. I've got Van Dijk, Munoz, Anderson and Alderete. The other option is to sell Sar, but to be honest, I feel like my defence is weaker. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it depends who the rest of your players are, like your rest of your midfield and your strikers. Because if you're having to play like Thiago away at Arsenal, then I'd rather sell Sar for like a Minte, if that makes sense. And chase the upside as opposed to a defender. Vardio, I had him early in the season, and he is good, but he's one of those, like, he's going to start at 9 out of every 10. He's playing in centre-back now, so he's not as exciting as he was in the past. So, yeah, I don't know about Vardio. He's not bad, but he's quite expensive for what he offers. I think I'd rather sell Sar if I were you and just play Anderson. Go for like a Minte or an Anderson. Nova says, hi, bench 1 out of Minte, Rice, Anderson, Semenyo, Mateta, Voltamada. Start Anderson or Rodon in defence. You've got Van Dijk and Munoz, or take a -4 bench in Senesi. So out of those, I would bench. Ooh, tricky that. I would say, I think it'd have to be Anderson. Start Anderson or Rodon in defence. Start Anderson. You've got Virgil and Munoz, or take a -4 to replace Senesi. I think Anderson's okay to play rather than a hit to sell Senesi. It's not great, but he's going to get Defcon, isn't he? Maybe you'll get like a 3 or a 4 pointer from him if you're lucky. I'll have him first on my bench once I make my move. I think I'd rather do that than take the hit. SNK says Sarr to Minte or Rice. Yeah, Minte, same answer. Minte over Rice for me. FPL Cat Lady, sorry it took so long to get to you. Same team as you, but you've got Stack and Goodmanson. You've got 2 free transfers, nothing in the bank. Suggestions to you transfers. Stack and Goodmanson, so that's instead of Bar, I assume. Nothing in the bank. How much is Stack? Can you afford Dewsbury Hall? Oh, he must be able to, wasn't he? Oh no, 4.8. Oh no. Is he 4.9? Yeah. And Goodmanson is... Oh, that's tricky, that. Goodmanson's 4 mil. So without knowing the rest of your team, I think there's 2 things you could do. Option 1 is Goodmanson to a Stev, because Burnley have got Palace home. So you never know. Like, there's an outside chance you get something there. Could just be Defcons. Not a massive fan of Goodmanson. I think it's Rodon from Leeds Defence. So you could do a Stev. Or option 2 is you do Stack down to a Bar like what I've got, and then that lets you do Goodmanson up to someone a bit better than Goodmanson who could play this week, like a Van Heck or a Truffer. Those are the 2 I've been looking at, Van Heck and Truffer, so that's just off the top of my head. But that requires 2 transfers, so it depends if you could use that transfer for something better in Gameweek 15, if that makes sense. But yeah, so if you've got the same team, then... And are you free hitting in 15? Because that's the other thing. I'm free hitting in Gameweek 15, which means I have to use my transfers now. If you're doing the same, then I'd spend both moves and get a better replacement than Goodmanson. If you're not, then I would just do the Estev and start him over Anderson. Fort Haller says Gameweek 15 free hit 100%. I just think it makes the most sense. I was originally looking to use it this week, but the problem with the free hit is every week my team doesn't look too bad, and after I bring Truffert in for Van den Berg, it's still not bad this week. So imagine Truffert's there. Really, the only major problem is Thiago, so it's not bad. But yeah, the fixtures look quite nice in Gameweek 15, so I'm looking to free hit them. I'll free hit next week, so you've got to use the transfers. Can't remember the maths. So Stack is 4.8. So you could do Potts and Van Heck. Then you've got 2 playing players rather than Bar, who won't play. I think that's right. Stack to Potts, Goodmanson to Van Heck, and then you've got 2 players that play, as opposed to a 4.5 mil on Bar, where only one of them plays. So maybe look at that, Cat Lady. Fahad says Sarr to Anderson, Senesi to Van Heck -4 to do Enzo to Saka next week for free. I'd have to sell Senesi for value. Also play Keane or Anderson centre back. I'd rather play Keane than Anderson. No, I wouldn't sell. If I had Anderson and Senesi, I think I'd honestly just play Anderson, then take a hit. It's close, but I think I'd rather do that. I think his floor, in theory, should be like 3 points. He probably concedes a couple times and hits Defcon. So like, if you sold Senesi for a -4, you'd need a clean sheet. You'd absolutely need a clean sheet at a minimum. So I probably wouldn't do that. Just go with Anderson and play him home to City. Lily, thanks for 3 months. Says 4 free transfers and I got your team plus Timber and Dye, no Van Dijk. 4 free transfers plus Timber. So in Dye instead of who? You could do in Dye to Minte. And then if you've got some wiggle room, yeah, you could move one of your defenders around, like Van den Berg, to a better 4.5 to start this week, like Van Heck or Truffer. Yeah, it depends how much money you've got in the bank as well. But those are the sort of moves I would look at. Maybe Ndai to Minte. Or if you've got the money, Ndai to Enzo, but you need a little bit in the bank for that. I still think Enzo's another one. I still got faith in him. I'd like to keep him if I can. I think he's going to be a really solid asset over the season for what he costs. But I don't know. I need to work it out later because I don't know. I look at the game for 5 free transfers in Game Week 6, and I'm not sure where I'm going to change my team up. Like maybe he sells Semenyo, but do you really want to do that when he's got Burnley home Game Week 17? And I just think, are there better assets than Enzo for 6.7 mil? Probably not. Like, maybe I go down to a cheaper mid, like Anderson, and then I get in Timber. But I just don't know if that's 100% better. So yeah, it's quite tricky. I don't know where I'm actually going to go with my team. Maybe I'll sell Mateta. Maybe that'll be what I do. And then I go 4-4-2. Does Enzo get rotated this game week? Hopefully not. I think James will miss out. Caicedo's suspended. So there should be space for him in the midfield. Andre Santos and Enzo, maybe? Chelsea fans, let us know your prediction. Grant says, I'm getting rid of Sarr, Minte or Anderson. Yeah, so Sarr replacements, I'd rank them Enzo, Minte and then Anderson in that order. So whatever you can afford. In your case, it would be Minte. Or if you can get Enzo, even better. Abdul says, Rodgers and Thiago to Saka and Krupi, is it a good idea? No, I don't think so. I don't think it is. I mean, there is a chance Krupi starts, but do you really want to sell Thiago? I mean, only Haaland's got more goals this season. I know he's got Arsenal, but like after that, do you really want to sell? He's only 6.7 mil. He's got Tottenham away, Leeds, Wolves, Bournemouth. Like, he's potentially just set and forget for that run. Look at that run of fixtures there. To me, he's someone you just ride it out this week. Like, I'm playing him against Arsenal, and I'm just going to ride it out. He probably gets me 2 points at best. And then I can chuck him in and not have to worry about him. In FPL, you want as many spots in your team where mentally you're like, okay, they're locked out, they're fine, I don't need to touch that spot. And you leave yourself just a few little pieces that you could wiggle around. That's how I like to look at FPL. Otherwise, the more potential issues you've got in your team, the likely you are to end up in a position where you're like, oh my god, I've got 2 free transfers and 4 massive problems here. So for me, he just ticks that box. He's great. He's cheap, good fixtures long term. I wouldn't do that personally. I would just sell Rodgers, go for like Enzo or Minte. This is Dave. Thank you very much for becoming a member. Appreciate you. Thank you, Dave. Papa Beard says, hi, wildcard team, if I'm going to bench boost next week. If you're bench boosting next week, it would be... What would I do differently then? Maybe Van Heck here. Dubravka's not great, Newcastle away. But it'd be something like this. I don't think I'd actually change much. Mukiele's got City away. Maybe just change him. Who's Rodon got? Liverpool home. That's no good. Yeah, if I was also bench boosting, it would be pretty much that. Maybe you got Anderson over Enzo. Yeah, that makes sense. And then you got 5.2 million. Yeah, I'd do something like that, and then you use that 5.2 million for something there. I can't think who. Maybe Chow. Yeah, perfect. That's got 0.3 million. If you were also bench boosting in Game Week 15. So take a screenshot of that, Papa Beard, because I'm gonna flick back in 3, 2, 1. John says Sarr for Mbumo. Sarr and Senesi to Rice and Timber -4. Sarr to Mbumo punt, I like that as a short-term pick. Sarr and Senesi to Rice and Timber. Oh, see, so one or the other. I'd rather the first option and not take the hit. Yeah, I'd just go for the first option. I don't think you need to take a -4 there. Per Hansen says, your viewers should captain Van der Ven. He's given me 13 points in 9 game weeks on the team. 45 points in 4 games on the bench, thanks to Caicedo and Senesi. I can't get rid. I don't think anyone's captaining Van der Ven. You know what? Someone in the world will, won't they? Someone in the world always does something that makes no sense. Like that one manager that triple captained Bednarek when he got the worst score of all time with -7. There was one guy on the entire planet that got -21 from Bednarek. FPL Mikkel says, who to bench, who to transfer. Sharda, Senesi, Mukiele, Thiago stack. 1-3 transfer, nothing in the bank. Sharda to Anderson for bigger bank or free hit this week. I'd actually, yeah, I think I'd free hit Mikkel. If I was in your shoes, I think this is a free hit opportunity. You've got too many issues. Well, you just listed them all there. You've got, what, 5 problems? And you've got 1 transfer to deal with it. Sharda could be okay as well after this week as a pick. I would free hit Mikkel. I did a free hit team in the Final Thoughts video earlier, if you haven't seen that yet. But I think, honestly, you're at the tipping point where I would go for it this week. Jeffrey says, hey Oscar, what are the odds that Saka doesn't play the full 90, safe to captain or no? I would say 80% chance he doesn't play 90. But it depends on the game state, but I would say almost certainly doesn't play 90. Arsenal have got Aston Villa away, isn't it, on the weekend? Yeah, next weekend. On paper, that's the tougher fixture. So if he can, like, don't get me wrong, if Arsenal are a couple goals up, there's a good chance Saka's involved, but if that's the case, Saka will come off early. I still think it's fine to captain. Like, even if he plays 80, I think he's still a solid captain, but yeah, I don't think he'll play 90. FPL 1661, sorry it took so long. Free hit O'Reilly or Delict, Chalobah or Lacroix, Gakpo and Semenyo or Palmer and Anderson. I've got a 5-back or prioritise a 4-5-1. I don't know if I would chance O'Reilly. Do you want me to show you the free hit draft I made? I think I've got it here. So if I just take a screenshot of that. Maybe it'll fit in the screen actually. Hang on. That was my free hit draft from today's video. So it was Raya, Timber, Munoz, Van Dijk, Lacroix, Saka, Bruno and Bumo, Semenyo, Haaland, Voltemada. So I'd set up slightly differently to what you said there. Anderson on the bench, then Estev, Krupi. So if you want to screenshot that, I'll give you 3 seconds and I'll flick back. That's the free hit draft for this week. You could also go for Salah over Haaland, that's the other thing. Frederick says, starting 11, Dubravka, Van Dijk, Timber, Keane. Your bench is Pope, James, Senesi, Sarr, 2 free transfers, 0.6 million. Maybe Sarr and João Pedro for Bruno and Krupi. So you'd play Haaland, Thiago, so it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I like that a lot. I think you've got it nail on the head there, Frederick. I think I'd even put Krupi first on the bench. I agree with bench and James. And I think I'd even put Krupi first on your bench. I think there's a chance he starts, you know. Yeah, good moves. I would do the exact same thing. And I agree with Krupi over Gu. I think right now he's worth the 0.4 because he's getting involved every game. In case it ever comes to the auto sub. And 13 Killing says, hi, please help with this. I've got 3 free transfers, 0.1 million. Raya Richards, Kanassi Anderson and Di Bruno Saka stack. Mateta, João Pedro Haaland, Mukiele, Senesi, Sarr on the bench. Okay. And you've got, so you've got 3 transfers. Fulham's Anderson. So, what about Sarr to Minte, Senesi to Lacroix, and that's it? And that's it. That's it. That's the tweet. And then you bench Anderson, you bench Stack, and then next week you sell João Pedro for Thiago, and then use your second move on whatever you need. Mad gamble on Cunha as captain. I think he probably does start, but a bit risky. Not for me. Kano, thanks for the 20 months. Says Senesi and Stack to Van Heck and Anderson from -4. Who do you play instead, Kano? I think it depends on who you're playing. Sorry, by the way, I'm going to have another soother. I'm still sick. I'm ploughing through it, but it's not great. I think I'd rather play someone like Anderson, home to City, honestly, than take a hit. But if your bench is really dead, like Mukiele, then yeah, like maybe I'd take a hit for someone like a Lacroix, but not for Van Heck. Or Van Heck and Anderson. I'm just not sure about that from -4. Would I? Stack, I don't know if he's going to play. Just not a big fan of that for a hit. I think I'd rather do one move or the other. Delia says, I love the captain shout as much as I dislike Bruno. It's a little bit scary. I think I'm going to leave it on Bruno, but I don't know. It's going to suck if Haaland does well, because I'll have to wait till Thursday night to see how my captain does. Ablil says West Ham 1, United 0. God, I won't be surprised. Hope not. Senesi and Stack to Van Heck and Anderson -4. I think that's just about acceptable, Kano, on reflection. Just about, because Senesi's a problem. Anderson's great long term. Van Heck's a nice cheap enabler. I don't mind it. Oh, what happened there? I accidentally muted myself, I think. When did it cut out? My bad. Strange having a midweek stream. It is indeed. What was the question? It was, did Brooke get the answer? Reinders to Anderson or Dewsbury Hall? And I said I wouldn't do that for -4. Andrew says, Caicedo, Sarr and Senesi in my 11. 2 free transfers. Do I have free hit? I don't think I would, because he's just going to come back to the same issue. Sarr will still be out. Caicedo will still be out. So, if they were 1 week issues, it's different. Senesi is, but he's kind of also not, because he's got Chelsea when he is back. I would use the 2 moves. You could look at someone like Enzo or Minte or Anderson, or I guess both in combination. Yeah, I don't think I'd free hit, because you just come back to the same issue next weekend, Andrew, if that makes sense. The free hit, I think, is really good when you're in a position where you've got some crap fixtures in your team, like if you have to play Thiago, Schade, Vandenberg, Mukiele, Anderson. If you've got a load of those in combination, because they come back with like okay fixtures. Constantin says, Saliba replacement for 5.4 mil. You already have Lacroix, Chow, Van Dijk. For 5.4 million. Don't know if there is anyone. Because you've got them all there. Like, maybe Keane. For 4.6 mil, that frees up a bit of money. Tarkowski's 5.4 mil, but it doesn't feel like he's worth 5.4 mil, does he? Can Can you not keep him? I feel like Saliba might be back game week 15 if he's not back this game. Can you not just ride it out? I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'd probably just keep hold if I had him. Arteta said he'd be back in days, so presumably he's saying probably not this game, but maybe this game. And if you have to have like someone like Anderson off your bench, then so be it. Does Richards not start? I'm seeing mixed predictions. I was having a nose on the Palace fan forums earlier, and some of them had Camvo in their starting 11 instead. But who knows? Like Lequas played every minute. I think he's played the most minutes in Europe, so maybe it'll be him that gets a rest at last, given it's Burnley. Yeah, it's hard to predict. Guesses in the chat. Top scorer of this game week. It was Chow last game week. No one got it. Chow 16-pointer. Guesses in the chat. Who's it going to be this week? Sean Gaming says start Van Dijk or Thiago. Oh, Van Dijk, 100%. Not even close. Start Van Dijk. FPL says FPL 1661 free hit rank Chalobah, O'Reilly, Delict, Palmer, Punt. If I was ranking them, it'd be probably in that same order, because I just don't know if O'Reilly starts. We might get a leak near the deadline, and if we do get a leak that he starts, then O'Reilly first, then Chalobah, and then Delict. But I did put my free hit draft on screen, and it had none of those three players, and it didn't have Palmer. I wouldn't go for any of those, honestly. If you missed it, it was this. I'll show it again really quick. That's my free hit draft. If you need some inspiration. It doesn't have any of those players that you've listed, though. So just pause and rewind if you wanted to compare to that. But yeah, that's how I'd rank it. O'Reilly first if there's a City League. Otherwise, same order you've put it. Damlick says, I've got 3 chips, wildcard, bench boost, triple captain. When should I use it? I would wildcard right now, unless your team's in really good shape. Someone asked a similar question earlier, and this was my Game Week 14 wildcard, Game Week 15 bench draft. So again, if you're on that setup, then this is for you. This is a Game Week 14 wildcard for this week. And you bench Thiago, bench Van Heck, and bench Chow. Maybe start Chow with Dewsbury Hall. And then you bench boost in 15. Triple captain in 17 on Haaland. Aditya says, bro, I'm on a moving train and I need desperate rank gain and help. I've got 100.8 million in the bank. Hey? 100.8 million in the bank? Do you mean 0.8 million? And I need a free hit team. Can you spare 5 minutes? Oh yeah, just rewind to that one I just showed on screen, Aditya. That was my best team for this week, in my opinion. The one on Plan FPL just now, like a minute ago. I'll show it again really quick. You can just pause it there. That's the free hit team. If you really wanted to attack it, you go Salah over Haaland, but that's my free hit team for this week. Alright, going back in 3, 2, 1. Question from DB, who says, hi Mr. Focal, would you start Joachim Andersen or Van der Ven and why? Let's see, so Andersen, 14% clean sheet chance, Van der Ven 16. Honestly, they're both going to concede. I'd probably play Anderson just because he's way better for Defcons. Like, that's the Defcon standings. He's second best in the league after Senesi among defenders for Defcons per 90. So you just have to chase the Defcons there. You're not alone. A lot of people are going to be playing Anderson this week. Kano says bench order. Krupi, Anderson, Mukiele. I would go same order. Exact same order, Kano. Chris, thanks for becoming a member. I thought you were a member before, but thank you for becoming one again. I missed the answers to King of the Game Week. Trying to keep up with all the messages. It's hard, this. I saw them, but I've lost them now. Zobosai, Saka, Palmer, Saka, Munoz, Chow again, Bruno, Gakpo, Bruno or Saka. No one's saying Haaland. Grealish top scorer. Sugarlicious, thanks for the super chat as well, without the message. Appreciate you, thanks for that. Chris says, hi Oscar, I've sold Siren Senesi to Foden and Timber. Lovely moves. I think I saw your comment, didn't you say that on a video? But yeah, great moves. It's like 2 upgrades and big ones. So yeah, love it. Constantin says, I really need Bruno, looking for Arsenal / Second Palace / United. Can't really help without knowing who your team is. Don't think I can help with this one, sorry. I understand wanting Bruno, like I think he's arguably the best captain, but I couldn't help you getting there, sorry. YT2IX says, hi Oscar, good luck this game week. I have James, Senesi, Anderson, Van Dijk, Mukiele in defence, 1 free transfer. Would you take a hit for Senesi and James, considering Munoz and O'Reilly? Do you need to do both to afford both, if that makes sense? Because I like Munoz a lot. O'Reilly, I wouldn't take the hit unless you needed to do that to fund it. But can you not just do James to Munoz? Yeah, you should be able to do that. Or even better, Senesi to Munoz. If there's a leak, O'Reilly starts, then I'll take the hit. I'm almost certain James doesn't start, if anyone's got James. I'll be honest, I think that he almost certainly doesn't start the next game. I think there's going to be quite a bit of rotation for Chelsea. HRH just gifted 10 memberships to the stream. Holy. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, HRH. Welcome to the 10 new members. Who got one? Ben Foster got one. Delia got one. Mike got one. Aditya got one. Airwave. Thank you very much, HRH. Appreciate you. Yeah. If there's a leak, I would do both. Otherwise, I would just do Munoz and Lacroix, probably. And go safer. SSE Drap says, did Tom Dollymore decide between O'Reilly to Lacroix? Only 1 free transfer he's doing. I own both Sarr and Senesi. I can do both to Rice and O'Reilly plus João Pedro to Thiago to fund 3 free transfers. Thoughts? I'll go Lacroix. He's going Lacroix now. Fire graphics focal. Thank you. You haven't seen anything yet. Yeah, he's gone Lacroix. Right, let me go back to that. That's enough cat. Right, yeah, he's going Lacroix now. Yeah, he's only got... No, he's got 2, but he's only spending 1, I believe. So, just Senesi to Lacroix. So you've got Sarr as well. So I would probably sell both and get Minte or Anderson. I think I prefer Minte to Rice. I don't mind Rice, but I think Minte I like even more. I swear the Focal app is the best FPL app in the market. Well done, Oscar. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Yeah, I was saying this on the last stream. 340,000 FPL managers use it now, which is crazy. So if you haven't got it, FPL Focal in the App Store. The app's free, or FPL.page. And I was saying earlier in the stream that last giveaway of the season, free premium membership. So if you want that, the link's in the description. It's the last giveaway I'm doing. Treat yourself for Christmas. If you decide to keep it going, it's like 72p a week. Or if we just want to have a free December premium, then cancel at the end of the month. Or cancel straight away if you want. You still get the free month. And you get some extra members benefits like dashboard customization. You can move widgets around like this. Move up, move down. like that. So you can customize on your phone. You can change the theme. You get access to articles, so like predicted lineups, complete guide, team selection. You get access to members' tools, like the new one we've got here, which is like the gaming projections, loads of good stuff like that. So yeah, link below if you want a free month. Sugarlicious says, I accidentally sent it without putting my message. Thoughts on captain and boom over Haaland if I don't have Bruno. I really appreciate the help. Hopefully you'll see this eventually. No worries. Yeah, I thought you might have forgot to put a message with it. I would go Haaland still, I think. I think I'd rather Haaland. That's the rankings on the app. So to be fair, they're both 3 stars, but I think I'd rather Haaland. They're both great, but I'd say Haaland edges it. Igor says, please talk me out of captaining Semenyo. Oh god, I hate when people say these ones, because then I talk you out of it, and then he unexpectedly goes and smashes it against Everton. But I just do think all those names on that list that we had up just then are better picks. A lot of people call me Harry. You are on the wrong stream, just FYI. Yeah, I think there's better picks. Haaland, I think, is better. Bruno, Saka, Salah. Maybe even Mbumo. And Fudgy says, I actually like listening to you eat Subas. Can you hear it? I didn't realise that was coming through a mic, sorry. It's the last one, unfortunately. Lucas says, yes, Focal lad. How we doing, Lucas? I'm glad you like it. I didn't realise that was coming through on the mic. Hi, Andy. What's Andy's intro? Oh, I can't even remember it. Oh, what's Andy's intro? Harry's is like, Game Week 14 team selection and transfer plans. 2 free transfers spent already. And Ross's is like, welcome back to another video on my YouTube channel. Without further ado, let's get into it. Please release an ASMR video of you just eating Subas. No one needs to see that. I can't remember what Andy's is though. How's it going, guys? Does he say, how's it going, guys? My name is Andy. And then that one time he was like, how's it going, Andy? My name is Guys. And everyone was like, what? Adela says, Rogers, Thiago, Enzo, bench 1. Bench Thiago against Arsenal. Constantin, thanks for becoming a member as well. There is not, well, to my knowledge, there is no FPL cartel. If there is, I'm not in it. But everyone knew this already, because there's so many like big leaks that I never acted on or missed like in past seasons. When did you get a hair transplant, Ross? Let me guess, you have a GCSE in drama. I actually do. I was never good at it, but I did do drama. For lack of alternative options. Who's your favourite FPL content creator? I mean, there's so many good ones, isn't there? Let's be honest. But I'm by far the closest with Harry and Ross, so like they'd definitely be my number 1 and 2. But yeah, there's loads. Like Andy's the GOAT. FPL Wire do great podcasts. Black Box, Above Average, another good. What do you guys watch? Let me know. FPL Tips is like the OG. He sort of was an inspiration because obviously like every channel has them in the camera on the videos, whereas he never did. And for some reason I always kind of liked that more. Also partly because then I don't have to make myself look presentable for camera. But also I write down what I'm going to say for every video. So every video is technically like a 2,000 word article, and then I just read it out, and it doesn't really work to read that while on camera because there's lots of retakes. FPL Tom. FML FPL. You watch FPL Focal? Surely not. You watch you and Harry, but Harry's videos are too long. Mate, what did he say last night? He done a video that was like half an hour long or something. Outrageous. But it does depend on like when you listen to it. What do you guys have a routine? Like when are you listening to or watching FPL content? Like, is it on your commute where you don't mind longer stuff? Or is it when you sit down and you've got like a spare 10 minutes or your lunch breaks? Because if it's like your commute, then obviously longer's fine because you need to kill that time anyway. FPL Vincenzo, yeah, he's so sound. I love Craig, he's a really nice guy. When you poop, when I'm on the toilet, on the way to work, during work, in the gym. You listen to FPL videos while working. Yeah, Planet FPL is great. When I should be studying. When I get sick of the news. I love you and FPL tips because you're brief. I watch FPL videos every day on my daily 10k walk. My black badge has to be pretty rare. Yeah, there's very few that have that. I can't remember what the black one is. Is that a year? Or is it 2 years? Might be 2 years. No, I can't remember. Are you making a transfer? Yeah, I'm going to do Van den Berg to Truffet. Scout selection then. Let us know how many players you've got. This week they've gone Sells, Timber, Munoz, Chalobah, Bruno, Eze, Rice, Garnacho, Haaland, Mateta and Voltemada. Sorry, Lucas. So he says, yo, play Thiago or a -4 to remove Senesi or Paquetá. I think I'd play Thiago and take a hit. Would I? Minte's quite nice. Can you get to Minte for free? I think I would take the hit, you know, because you've got like a couple of issues there and you want to get ahead of them. Senesi comes back from his suspension playing Chelsea, so you're also going to want to sell him, aren't you, really? Probably. Maybe not, but it's not great. I think I'd take the hit for Minte. I think you'd get that back. I mean, Paquetá is just not it. You see what he tweeted? Bit of a head loss. And a bit like nonsensical tweet. Saying like, oh, I'm not perfect. It's like, if anyone watched the game, it was crazy what he was doing. Like, he's on the ref's face. The ref was so patient with him, and he was like, that's enough. And he walks away, and then he walks back, and like he's having to go at the ref again, and the ref gives him a second yellow. Like, what do you expect? What do you mean you're not perfect? Just don't... Bowen should have done more as well to keep him away from the ref. Defo bet in there. I mean, I doubt it's that, but it was a bit bizarre for him to then come out with that tweet as well. Anyway, so for me it's Munoz, Bruno, Haaland, Mateta. Just 4 this week for me. Whoa! Rizal's just gifted 10 memberships to the stream as well. Thank you very much, mate. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Welcome to the 10 new members, and thank you for the 10 gifted. That's 20 gifted memberships in this stream now. Thank you very much. It's very generous. Welcome to all the new members. You have to be active in chat to get the memberships. I think that's how it selects it. So if you're just lurking, then chuck anything in the chat. Anyway, what was your question? It wasn't a question. Just 10 gifted. Was there a question? There wasn't. Just generosity. Fair play. Thank you very much. Thank you again for that, for the 10 gifted. Abu Dakar says, hi Oscar, I've got Virgil, Timber, Richards, Senesi and Van der Ven. Would you do Chow or O'Reilly from -4? I'm afraid of the rotation. I'm currently top 40k. So you play Virgil, you play Timber, and you play... Nah, I wouldn't, honestly. I know what you mean. Like, it could happen, but do you want to take a -4 on a maybe? I get what you mean. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if one of Timber or Richards don't start. But what if they both do start and you've taken a -4 when you really didn't need to? And also, there's no guarantee and O'Reilly definitely starts. Imagine you take a -4 for O'Reilly and he doesn't start. So no, I don't think I would do that. Your defence is okay on paper. I just wouldn't do it. Nice rank though. What rank is everyone? Let us know in the chat. What current rank are you in the world? Ticker says, take a -4 to sell Senesi for Lacroix or play Rodon with only Mukiele on the bench. Yeah, I think I would take the hit. Yeah, I'd go Lacroix for the hit. You should get that back. Maybe not this week, maybe you will. But Rodon and Mukiele, I think, is playing with fire when you've also got Senesi. Yeah, and you can play Lacroix, Gameweek 15, 16 just when you want to bench him, but you can play Mukiele there. 800k, 100k, 11k, 7.3k, 36k, 1.15 mil, 14.7k, very nice, 7 million solid, top 12k. Ridgel, thanks very much for becoming a member as well. Thanks very much for that. Some great ranks here. 42k, 21k. Damn. Yeah, thanks again, Rijal, for the 10 gifted. MD Hagat says, which 3 to start? Rodon, Anderson, Virgil, Mukiele. It would have to be Virgil, Anderson and Rodon. And bench Mukiele away at Liverpool. I know Sunderland's not an easy fixture, but I'd bench Mukiele. Napish says, extra transfer, sell Semenyo for Foden/Minte. I don't think this is the week to do it. Semenyo to Foden looks nice in Gameweek 15, but I think this week you're playing with fire. Like, to me, selling Semenyo before Everton home for Foden or Minte is a move that could go well, but could also backfire, if you know what I mean. So I wouldn't do that personally. HRH says, hey Oscar, my team is Pope, Dubravka, Timber, Anderson, Rodham. You got one transfer, 2.2 million. Mukiele to Lacroix and Pope to Verbrugge -4. Any suggestions? Are you on triple Arsenal already? I'd rather do Pope to Raya. How much does that cost you? So then you still have loads in the bank after that. Are you on triple Arsenal? Timber, no. Timber Saka, that's it. Is it not? I'd rather do Pope to Raya, honestly, than Verbrugge. So you play Timber, Van Dijk, Anderson, Saka, Semenyo, Enzo, Reinders, Bruno, Thiago, Haaland. I think I would just do that, HOH, and not take the hit. Unless we get a leak like Reinders doesn't start, then you do like Reinders to Minte. That's it. Rijal, thanks for becoming a member. Hugo Sloth for the 3 months says 3 free transfers. Sarr to Minte and Mbumo to Bruno. Sarr to Minte, yes. Mbumo to Bruno. It feels another one like it could go either way. Like in theory, Bruno's better, but Mbumo has outscored Bruno plenty of times this season, so I don't think I would. Just do the one move, leave it at that. Let's have a look at the top transfers from not only FPL. Whoa, it's very tight. Look how I've never seen it that level. I need to fiddle with this more because I've got Thiago blocking it there. Thiago's the most bought, but then just behind is Timber, Foden, Bruno, Munoz, Anderson, Eze, Chalobah, and Minte. Most sold. That's weird. I've never seen it so level. Are we in a simulation? Caicedo, and then Senesi, and then Sarr. Gabriel, João Pedro, Semenyo, Pope, Van der Ven, and Mbumo. Okay. Right, we've got about half an hour till the deadline. Appreciate you all being here. I hope you're enjoying the stream. If you are, hit like below, hit subscribe just below the stream as well. It's free. 36% of viewers aren't subscribed, which is crazy. Like, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Hit the button below and get involved. Join us. Guaranteed green arrows if you hit subscribe. In the small print, like, not guaranteed, but Justin says we are in a simulation. Even in Flames, how we doing? Right, so what transfers has everyone made? Let us know in chat. What transfers have you made? Haaland's won the captain poll, so let's put a new poll up. How many chips do you have left after this game week? Not 1, 2. I mean, if anyone's got 3, you've got some work to do. You're running out of weeks. So I think we've got 6 more game weeks to use chips. Poll is up anyway, let us know. Sarta, Foden, like that a lot. Watkins out who to get. Not many options, like maybe Mateta. Cooked says, I love you, man. Real talk, lol. Keep up, Oscar. Thanks, Cooked. Appreciate that. Thank you. Timber in. That's nice. Safa Rice. Truffer versus Van Heck if it blocks a move to Foden. Pope to Raya. I like that a lot. Yeah, so he did it. I think it makes sense. I just don't think I'd be messing around with like Pope to Verbruggen if I had the opportunity to finally get Raya and finally get the best defence in the league on my team. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you look at the projections, like Arsenal are just comfortably top for projected clean sheets. Like, do you really want to mess around with Verbruggen who's down there? It'd have to be an absolutely substantial upgrade somewhere else for me to consider that. But like, I know some people are priced out and so on, but yeah, I think you've done the right thing. Simon says Van Heck and Anderson in. Van der Ven and Stack out. 3 free transfers left. 3 hit and 15. 3 free transfers left? Do you mean after those 2 moves? So you've got 5 free transfers. And you're 11k in the world. And you're 3 hitting. Raya, Van Dijk, Munoz, Van der Ven, Anderson, Mukiele, Bruno, Foden and Dice, Semenyo, Stack. So if you're 3 hitting and 15 and you've got 3 free transfers after that, you need to spend them. Because you're going to lose them. Everyone gets topped up to 5 free transfers in Game Week 16. After the Game Week 15 deadline passes. So you need to spend your moves this week. So therefore, just make some luxury moves like Stack to whoever you can afford. Dewsbury Hall even. You know, or if you can get to Minte, I'd get rid of Van der Ven. Unless they don't need them. Yeah, but you do well to find nothing in your team. I don't even know that makes sense, what I just said. You'll do well to be in a position where there's nothing you can spend them on. And yeah, in your case, Simon, like if you're 3 hitting 15, then make the extra moves like Stack to Dewsbury Hall, or if you've got extra money, Anderson's good. Get rid of Van der Ven. Yeah, maybe like I'm looking at Truffer, for example, just because I need to spend a move this week, and then I'll bench Anderson. So I'm going to do that shortly. I'll give it like 15 minutes. Right, let's have a quick check for leaks and stuff. Still got half an hour. What's the early games tonight? We've got Bournemouth v Everton, Fulham v City, and Newcastle Spurs. And maybe some City news. Nothing at the moment. Still Virgil. Yeah, I mean, it's too luxury to sell him. He's got Sunderland home. I'm not selling Van Dijk right now. Don't have the luxury of that. I mean, who would I even rather have as a defence? Perfect defence right now for me would be Virgil, Munoz, Timber. So I'm 2/3 of the way there. You can't have them all. I played my wild card about 8 weeks ago, so... Jamie says 2 free transfers, Semenyo / Gakpo and Senesi to O'Reilly and Bruno. I don't know if I'd be selling Semenyo and Gakpo. If I was going to sell either, I feel like it'd actually be Gakpo, just because I don't know if he's going to start every game. Olympian's back and Bruno as well. Oh, for God's sake, he's cursed Bruno as well. Mate, I knew something was up when Haaland blanked triple captain. Olympian's cursed, and that's not great if he's going Bruno, but I can't change my mind last minute. Bench boost active this week. Best of luck on the bench boost, Jack. Yeah, I don't think I'd sell Semenyo. I'd rather sell Gakpo to Bruno, honestly. Ah, it's close though. Nah. If I had to sell one, I'd sell Semenyo. You can't sell Gakpo before Sunderland home. I think he probably starts. Semenyo to Bruno's okay. Senesi to O'Reilly. I don't know about that. I'd rather Lacroix than O'Reilly. Tom actually said he's planning to do that himself because he's got Senesi and he's going to sell him for Lacroix, almost certainly. So that's what the #1 all-time manager's doing. Some food for thought there if you're looking at O'Reilly. Struggling with this game, says, hi mate, I asked about Senesi to Vardio. Midfielder is Foden and Dias, Semenyo and Enzo up front, Haaland, Thiago, Mateta, defences, Van Dijk, Anderson, Munoz and Alderete. The other option is to sell Sarr to a 7-9. So it'd be Van Dijk, Anderson, Munoz, sell Sarr to anyone for 7.9 million. And the rest you made is Foden and Dias, Semenyo and Enzo. Oh my god. Tim has just gifted 50 memberships to the stream. Holy. Tim, what the hell? 50 gifted memberships. Mate. Thank you so much, Tim. Absolute hero. That is very generous. Thank you so much, Tim, for the 50. That's like 70 gifted in the stream. What a mad stream. Thank you so much, Tim. Appreciate you, mate. Thanks for the support. He's just gone top of his mini league as well, so I reckon that's why he's in a good mood. He's top of his big money league. Well in, Tim. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Welcome to the 50 new members. If anyone's got Discord, if you go into Discord settings and log into your YouTube account, you'll get automatic access to the members channel called The Lounge. The Discord link is below. The server's completely free to join. Thanks so much, Tim. I need to come back to that. I was just answering a question from Struggling with This Game. It was about what to do in the defence, and I would rather, if I were you, I'd rather sell Sarr, I think, to Minte. I think I'd rather do that if I were you. And then sell Senesi. I just think you play Anderson. Yeah, I think you play Anderson and just roll with the punches and sell Sarr. Trying to think if there's anyone for 7.9 that's better. Let's have a look at fixtures. Is there anyone else? I don't think there is. You've already got, was it Minte? You've already got Anderson. No, sorry, you haven't got Anderson, but Minte's better than Anderson. You've already got, yeah. I would do that if I were you, and just play Anderson, Van Dijk and Munoz. Vish says, would you do Semenyo and Bumo and Anderson for Sarr, Salah and Senesi for a -4? I've got Bruno, Minte and Dias, Munoz, Virgil to name the important ones. Semenyo and Bumo and Anderson to Sarr, Salah, Senesi. I don't think I would. I think if I were you, honestly, I think Salah has to start home to Sunderland, so therefore I just actually don't think it's the week to sell him. As bad as he's been and annoying as he's been, it just doesn't make sense when I predict him to start home to Sunderland. So therefore I would just do Sarr out to Anderson because you've already got Minte. And you could also sell Senesi. I don't know who you've... Oh, you've already got Munoz, so you could do You could do Chow if you don't want to double up on Palace. He's 4.9 mil, and you just don't take the -4, and then you get rid of Salah after. Sorry, Jay. So Jay, oh, I've lost it. Jay says, "Hey mate, are you not taking Anderson out for O'Reilly? Do you think Haaland will play, or is there a risk? What transfers are you thinking?" I'm looking to do Vandenberg to Trafford from Bournemouth, and I think Haaland will start. Yeah, there's never a guarantee. We might get a leak near the deadline if he doesn't in like 20 minutes. I can't afford O'Reilly. I've got nothing in the bank, so I have to go to another 4.5. So it's Trafford or Van Heck basically. So that's where I'm at, Jay. So I think it's going to be Trafford in. He's got Everton home. Bournemouth's record home is much better than away. He's also got Burnley home coming up. But I might sell Trafford literally in Gameweek 16 straight away. Or pretty much straight away. And I'll free hit in 15 as a stopgap. Daniel says he's got Alisson, Van Dijk, Richards, Calafiori, 1 free transfer, 0.7 million in the bank, no chips, 200k roll or not. So you're playing Van Dijk, Richards, Calafiori, Minte, Saka, Semenya, Haaland, Richards. Yeah, you can roll it. I would roll. Just thinking, is there a worthwhile move this week? Probably would roll. 0.7 million. I think I would roll. It's just if Richards were to miss out or something like that, then basically you get James off your bench. The only thing I'd consider is selling Senesi. You could do Senesi to Lacroix just to give you some depth. Or if you don't want to go double Palace defence, then Chow from Newcastle. It's got some nice fixtures coming up. Home to Spurs, who have been pretty shocking in attack. That's about all I'd consider if I were you. But all things considered, I'd probably just roll and take the chance. Because you might have something bigger and better to spend that on next week with 2 free transfers. Tim, thanks again for the 50 gifted memberships. I'll give you a shout on Discord after. Chris says, how do I get my arse up the rankings? Currently 3 mil rank, worst ever season. You just have to, I don't know, it's difficult, isn't it? How do you do well in FPL? Definitely have to be patient. Avoid hits. There was a question on a video about this, like how do you win FPL? I should try and find the answer to that, because there was some really good stuff I wrote down. I took some time to sit down and think. Is it this one here? Yeah, that was it. Roll transfers when possible, because if you get the flexibility. Minimise hits, because they rarely pay off in my experience. Make transfers late generally, because the later you make a move, the more informed you are. Press conferences every Friday normally, except like game weeks like this one. So making moves before those can be risky. Don't overthink it. Like I've been guilty of thinking in a league like my mate's going to do X move, my other mate might do Y move, so I'll do Z move. Just do what you think is the best and ignore all the noise. Avoid goalkeeper transfers generally, unless there's injuries, because it's the lowest scoring position. Plan a lot, like there's planner tools like Plan FPL. Those are good. Try and think like 5 or 6 game weeks ahead. That's what I do. Pick nailed players. Avoid yourself the stress of lineups dropping. You know, like will my players start? Nailed players generally score better. Don't go points chasing. Obviously, it's easier said than done, but like sometimes it'd be a random haul. Don't just go buy them because they hauled last week. Avoid going on tilt. Like if you've had a bad week, just come back to it a few days later. No one makes good emotional decisions, FPL or otherwise. That was largely it. And hope to catch some luck. That's not really a tip, but just, I don't know, try and put yourself in a position to get lucky. Jonathan says, Anderson or Welbeck, mate, tough one. Is this who to start? I think I'd rather start Welbeck. If it's who to buy, Anderson. Rijal says, Gabriel replacements. I've got Chalobah, Munoz and Senesi. Van Dijk. I still think Van Dijk's solid, honestly. I'd go Van Dijk for, what is he, 5.9 mil. Thiago or Dewsbury Hall? Dewsbury Hall. And Captain and Bumo? Yeah, I don't mind it. I prefer Haaland, Bruno And Salah. I don't think many have Salah, but Mbeumo's not bad. The Offler Hive says, I want to captain Mateta over Haaland or Saka. Is it viable? I probably wouldn't, just in case he doesn't start. He did play 90 against Man United on the weekend. I probably wouldn't risk that, just in case he's on the bench. I hope he's not, because I've got him, but there are some rotation risks when we've got these midweek games. Scythe Gaming, thanks for the 4 months. Bruno over Haaland, any special reason? Well, it's a better fixture, first of all, than Fulham away. The models massively point towards Bruno, and I know some of you just hate models, but if you want to frame it differently, if you look at the bookies' odds for projected goals and assists combined, Bruno's also right up there, and he's just got so many routes to points. If Haaland gets a goal, he might get you, so it'd be 6, maybe 7 or 8 of bonus. If Bruno gets an assist and DEFCON, then what's that? 5. That's 7. So that's 7 points before bonus. So he could get more with just an assist, Bruno, and DEFCON. It's really close, and it's completely different routes to points. Haaland, it's all about the goals. Bruno can be assist and DEFCON, and he'll still do well. Last week, he got double-digit return off a couple of assists, and he's brilliant for bonus. Bruno gets an assist, he's on his way for decent bonus. 2 assists, and he's locked in for free pretty much, last game week. 11 DEFCON expert. I don't know, it's close though, because Haaland's obviously on way more points. Thanks for your work, Oscar. Really appreciate what you do. Thanks very much, Bob. Appreciate you too. Mark says, hey Oscar, I'm top 500 right now. Thanks for the content. Top 500 or top 500k? If you're top 500 in the world, that is unbelievable. Sell Semenyo or Enzo this week for Bruno. Oh god, that's a tricky one when you're such good rank as well. I don't want to give you the wrong advice. You're top 500 in the world. If I was selling either, let me just look at the fixtures. I really want to not give you the wrong advice here. I think I'd rather sell Enzo. If I was selling either, I think it would be Enzo out for Bruno. Oh, best of luck. You're in with a genuine chance of winning the whole thing if you can string together a few more good game weeks. But anyway, whatever happens, that's a crazy rank right now. Sahil says, I've got 2 free transfers, 0.2 million. Got Sar, Salah, Haaland, Anderson, both Andersons, Semenyo. Recommendations with 2 transfers. Who's... Oh, Nico Williams. So you got Semenyo, Enzo. I'd sell Sar for Minte. That'd be one move. Is that your full team? That's not 11 players. I would do that. I'd keep Salah for 1 more week and then sell him. Keep the second transfer. I'm really behind on chats, so as a word of warning, I wouldn't send any more super chats, which I'm really appreciative of them, but I just don't want to leave any unanswered. So bear with me. Tim, there he is with the 30 months. He says, thoughts on Saka to Bruno and Senesi to a 6 mil and below defender. As a 2 game week play, if you're going to do that and then find a way to get Saka back, I actually don't mind it. Have you got Van Dijk? I can't remember your team, Tim. You've got Van Dijk already. But is that for a hit? You've only got 1 transfer though. I would just play Anderson. I think you had Anderson. Play Anderson. Yeah, so Saka to Bruno. Yeah, and then you buy Saka back in game week 16 for Mbeumo. Yeah, I still think that sounds about right when we got the context of the 5 free transfers coming. I would stick with that, Tim. I just wouldn't take the hit because you already got Van Dijk and Munoz, right? Ben, thanks for the 35 months. Thoughts on Mateta or Gakpo captain? Cheers, mate. God, I need to make my move in a minute as well. Mateta, no, I wouldn't captain either, Ben. They'd probably start, but it's not guaranteed. Mateta could be benched, and it wouldn't surprise me. Same with Gakpo. I'm hoping they both start, especially Mateta. The app is down. Don't say that. Are you joking? Let me make my move. Sorry, I need to come back to the questions because I cannot, I cannot not make a move. Vandenberg to Truffert. Vandenberg to Truffert. Let me just do a final check of leaks and stuff. Is there anything I might have missed? Nothing. I'll give it 5 more minutes. Just in case. I don't even know what there could be that would change my mind at this point, in fairness, but I guess there's no harm. Risky, thanks for the 12 months, 1 year. Hello Oscar, thoughts on Senesi to Lacroix? Yeah, I would do that. He'd be my number 1 replacement if it's similar price. I prefer him to O'Reilly. Busted Flush says Senesi, Sarr, Mateta to Van Dijk, Bruno and a 4.4 free hit 15. Yeah, I like it. Go for Krupi. Is he not 4.4? Krupi over Gu. Yeah, do it. Yaj says Anderson and Raya or Minte and a 5.6 mil defender. Anderson, Raya. Yeah. Oh, Danny with the 10 gifted memberships. Holy, what is going on in this stream? I think that's 80 gifted memberships to the chat. Sorry, Danny, I only just seen that. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, Danny. Thanks for all the gifted memberships. Marty says, should I bench Thiago or Dewsbury Hall? I'd bench Thiago. You got to bench Thiago away at Arsenal. I'd rather start Dewsbury Hall, yeah. The Spectre says, start Minte or Pedro. I'm leaning towards Pedro. I think I'd lean towards Minte, just for the more nailed-on minutes. It probably does start Pedro, but what if Delap starts or something? Oh my god, Ridgel's just gifted 20 memberships as well. What is going on? Mate, Tim with 50 earlier. Tim, Danny with 10. Ridgel with 20 as well. This is a mad stream. I need to not forget to make a move as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for all the gifted during this stream. God, I'm lost for words. Thank you so much, guys. Welcome to all the new members. Yeah, I'd actually rather start Minte, I think, out of those, you know. Let me keep going. Jay Bandue says, Saliba or Van Dijk, Gueye, Timber, or risk James Chow. Saliba or Van Dijk, Gueye, Timber, or risk James Chow. Do you already have Chow? Is that what you're saying? Chow's fine. James, I don't think will start, if I'm honest with you. Are you saying you've got Saliba? Saliba to Timber or Van Dijk. Guehi's nowhere near as good as the other two. But yeah, Saliba out I like. I think he probably misses this one. Maybe starts against Villa on the weekend. Right, just quickly have a check for City news. No Cheeto Obi or Shea Lacey with the under 21s. Not really relevant. 10 minutes to go. Right. Yeah, I can't actually follow exactly what you're asking. Chow will be fine to start. James won't be. Van Dijk and Timber are the best Saliba replacements. So, yeah, I'd say Timber. Lucidus, thanks for the 29 months. Bruno, a game week to hide behind the couch. Oscar, GG, Oscar. I know. I'm a little bit nervous because also I'm going to have to wait till Thursday to see how my game week goes, basically. Like, imagine if Haaland smashes it and I've got to wait till Thursday. Eze or Foden on a wildcard? Foden, yes. Eze, no. Matthew, thanks for 37 months. Yeah, mate, start Dewsbury Hall or Zoboslai. Zoboslai, home to Sunderland's got to be. Ridgel, thanks again for the 20. Well, Stoney says, 2 free transfers. Van VDB. Is that Van den Berg and Senesi to Van Heck and Lacroix? Yeah, I like that. I'm going to buy Truffer, I think, because I'm potentially going to sell him again in Gameweek 16. But Van Heck, I think, is equally good. It's very close. Just maybe slightly better clean sheet odds for Bournemouth, but they probably both concede. Van Heck's better for Defcons. I like those moves though, yeah. Starbon McGee, thanks for 28 months. Hey Focal, thoughts on Gordon to Rice? If I was ranking the mids around that price, I'd say Enzo and then Minte, then Rice and then Anderson. So go in that order, depending on who you don't have. So what was it? Enzo, Minte, Rice, Anderson. And Up says, new here, welcome to the stream. Last time I mentioned on this stream, if anyone wants to take advantage, we're giving away free premium for the Focal app. There's a link below for that. It's the last giveaway of the entire season. So if you want to take advantage, get a completely free month of premium. You can even cancel it straight away or at the end of the month if you don't like it or if you're not sure. There's a link below to get that, and you get all the members tools and customization stuff on the Focal app and FPL page. Right, let's check for leaks again. As I say, a link in the description for the free premium. Still nothing. I don't know if we'll get something, but I might just wait a few more minutes. I'm going to make my move very, very shortly though, and my planned transfer is going to be Van den Berg to Truffer, and then I'll start Truffer, and then Anderson drops to first on the bench. Would you guys start Anderson or Thiago? I think that's quite close, and I've got Thiago starting and just, I don't know, hope to scam a penalty or something. What moves did Tom make? He's doing Senesi to Lacroix, I believe, almost certainly. Thiago, yeah? Yeah, I'll go Thiago. Don't get me wrong, I don't think he's going to do anything away at Arsenal, but it's a striker, isn't it? I think it makes more sense. Anderson might get Defcon, but you'd probably fancy them to concede, wouldn't you? Alright, final captain poll is coming up on your screen in a second, so get your votes in. We'll go Haaland, we'll go Bruno, we'll go Saka, and then other. So if you go other, message in chat, let us know who your other is. Just checking around for leaks. May not get anything on City. Triple captain Callum Wilson? Surely not. And Bimo captain full confidence. I don't think it's bad at all, you know. I mean, West Ham are absolutely a team to target. A lot of people that still have their triple captain are going for Haaland home to West Ham in 17. So it is a really nice fixture. And it could honestly go either way, like Bruno and Bumo. Maybe Cunha even does well. Who's Tom captain? And he's going Bruno, I believe. Top 3 Christmas tunes. Oh, God. All I Want for Christmas Is You. I can't even think of 2 other ones. Oh Holy Night. Last Christmas. Yeah, that's a good one. I read that Mariah Carey gets something like 2.5 million a year in royalties from that song. That's crazy, isn't it? That's passive income. Fairy Tale of New York. Yeah, good shout. That'd be top 3. Going Christmas tree shopping tomorrow with Miss Focal, and we're going to get some Christmas lights as well to put up on it. Blue Max says, Senesi and a die out gives me 11.3 million. Bring who in? 11.3 million. What about Minte and Lacroix? Can you afford both of those? I think you can. Minte and Lacroix. Or Munoz and Anderson. That might be even better if you don't have either of those. Right, let me make my move. Vandenberg to Trafford, confirm. And I'll quickly post that as well. I'll keep checking for leaks as well while I'm over here. Sorry for the missed questions. I know there's lots of haven't answered, and I wish I could answer all of them. Apologies for that. Right. I'll explain the Trafford in a minute as well. Gameweek 14, Vandenberg. Bruno captain. Had to use it or lose it before, free at 15, so rolling the dice. Bruno captain, good luck all. Right, that is it. Let's go back to the questions. Miss Super Chat. Oh. What? Where? Does it not load him? Yeah, I did it. Senesian and Die. I think I am caught up. Sorry, typo on that. Had to use it or lose it before free at 15, so I'm rolling the dice. Good luck all. Right, where to check? Yeah, so leaks. Don't think we're going to get anything. There's only 2 minutes till the deadline. Yeah, that looks like that's it. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. Nothing there either. Nothing. I like it when Oscar talks us through his tweet. I have to read it out loud as I'm typing it. Yeah, so that's it. I've done Vandenberg to Trafford. Teddy's just jumped off my lap a minute before the deadline, so you must know we're nearly there. You spammed and got banned. Was that one of the mods? I don't know. I don't think anyone ever gets banned. Best of luck. Flanny's in the chat. We'll run it back to the intro song. So, yeah, good luck everyone this game week. Let me check that's all saved. That has. Bruno captain, Haaland vice. So Trafford, yeah. Basically, I needed a move for this week, and I had two options: Van Heck or Trafford, or I could roll, but I literally would burn the transfer. So I decided it's one of those two, Van Heck or Trafford. Trafford maybe slightly better clean sheet odds, but not so good for Defcons. The other fixture Van Heck's got is Sunderland home. Trafford's got Burnley home. So in the end, I thought I might want Trafford for Burnley home, which is slightly better than Van Heck's fixtures. I think it's one of those. Like, they might both concede, but anyway, that was my thinking. I might end up just selling Trafford in Gameweek 16 anyway, in which case it was a 1 week punt. I could end up doing something like Enzo out to, and then Trafford out to Timber in Gameweek 16, because we'll have 5 free transfers. Arsenal have got Wolves home, or maybe it'll be Mateta out to fund it. So anyway, I thought I'd just chase the upside and go for a traditional FPL pick and a fullback rather than a centre back. So this is where Van Heck probably smashes it. We'll see. Good luck everyone this game week. Is there anyone that we can raid? Before you all disappear, thank you for tuning in to this deadline stream. Link below for free premium on the Focal app. If you want to take advantage of that. You get an entire month and you can cancel if you want, and you get the whole month still, so that's like 6 game weeks. Let's see who's live. Ah, Callum's live. FPL fan. Let's have a look. Ah, subscribers only mode. That's no good. Who else is live? No one. No one's live. No raid. We'll leave it there then. Thank you as always, guys, for tuning into these deadline streams. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope it helped a lot. Obviously, sorry as always for not answering all the questions. I wish I could answer all of them. We'll end the captain poll there as well. It was Haaland that won, but Bruno was close second. Harry, mate, I'm not raiding Harry. Harry does not need a raid. That's like donating. That's like instead of donating to charity, you donate to a billionaire. Anyway, I'm rambling now. Thank you as always, guys, for tuning into the deadline stream. I hope you enjoy this game week. I hope you do well. Green arrows. So we've got games tonight, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday off. Then it's Saturday, Sunday. I'll have 4 videos coming for you before the next deadline. So that'll be probably 1 Wednesday night, 2 on Thursday, and then Tom's team selection on Friday. He's back on Friday, the #1 all-time FPL manager. So lots of great content coming as well. But before that, lots of footy to enjoy. Good luck, everyone. That's it from me. Focal out.